Are you aged 65 or above and still getting behind the wheel regularly? Then there are some critical recent developments you absolutely need to understand, because they could directly affect your ability to keep driving legally. Across various states and regions throughout the country, updated senior driving requirements, revised renewal procedures, mandatory vision screenings, medical evaluations, and modernised licensing regulations are becoming increasingly widespread. A surprising number of older drivers have no idea that straightforward shifts in the law could change how they go about renewing their licence, how frequently they'll be required to undergo testing, or exactly which documents they'll need to bring along. In today's video, we're going to break down 5 significant driving rule updates that every senior needs to be paying close attention to right now. These changes have the potential to affect millions of older drivers nationwide, and getting ahead of them early can keep you fully prepared and help you avoid unwelcome surprises the next time your renewal date rolls around. A driver's license is so much more than a laminated card sitting in your wallet. It represents genuine independence, personal freedom, and the ability to maintain meaningful connections with the people and places that matter most to you. We're talking about getting to family gatherings, visiting friends, making it to healthcare appointments, running errands, doing your grocery shopping, and simply living your daily life on your own terms. That is precisely why keeping up with shifting driving requirements is critically important, not just for seniors themselves, but for their families as well. A common misconception that gets passed around is that reaching a particular age automatically strips a person of their driving privileges. That simply is not accurate. In the overwhelming majority of places, age by itself is not the sole determining factor. Licensing authorities typically look at the full picture: actual driving ability, existing health conditions, visual acuity, reaction speed, and the overall question of whether someone can operate a vehicle safely on today's roads. That said, new regulations and increasingly detailed renewal procedures can sometimes catch older drivers completely off guard, particularly those who haven't recently taken the time to look into current requirements. Some seniors find themselves facing additional steps during the renewal process that they weren't expecting. Things like updated eye exams, written knowledge tests, behind-the-wheel evaluations, or medical paperwork from their physician. Here is a quick look at everything we'll be walking through together in this video. The most recent senior driving rule changes you genuinely need to know about right now. The reasons why certain older drivers may encounter extra requirements during renewal. How license renewal regulations can shift once a driver reaches a specific age threshold. The documents and supporting information seniors should have ready ahead of time, frequent mistakes that end up delaying the renewal process unnecessarily. Practical ways that family members can support older drivers while fully honouring their autonomy and independence. One of the biggest areas of focus when it comes to senior drivers is vision. Strong eyesight is absolutely foundational to safe driving. You need it to read road signs clearly, spot pedestrians stepping off a curb, accurately judge the distance between your vehicle and others, and respond quickly and safely in live traffic situations. Because eyesight can change naturally and gradually over time, many licensing agencies have made vision screening a standard part of the renewal process for older drivers. Reaction time is another important piece of the puzzle. Today's roads present real challenges: dense traffic, complex multi-lane intersections, distracted drivers weaving between lanes, and constantly shifting road conditions that demand quick thinking and fast responses. Staying genuinely aware of your own reaction capabilities and being willing to make thoughtful adjustments when needed is a meaningful step toward keeping yourself and others safe. Medical conditions and the medications used to manage them can also have a real influence on a person's ability to drive safely. Certain health situations can affect a driver's concentration, alertness levels, or physical coordination and movement. This doesn't automatically mean that every senior living with a health condition needs to hand over their keys. Not at all. What it does mean is that regular medical checkups and open, honest conversations with your healthcare provider about your driving are genuinely important and worth prioritising. Another mistake that far too many seniors make is putting off their licence renewal until the very last moment. This tends to create a lot of unnecessary pressure and stress, Looking into what your renewal will require well in advance gives you the breathing room to work through any required steps at a comfortable pace, gather all necessary documents, and get a clear picture of what your local licensing office is going to expect from you before you ever walk through the door. The role that family members play in all of this truly cannot be overstated. Discussions about driving within families should always come from a place of genuine respect and should stay centred on the topic of safety, never framed as an attempt to take something away from a loved one. Seniors who take the time to stay informed and who approach these responsibilities thoughtfully are often able to continue driving safely and confidently for many more years to come. One thing to keep firmly in mind is that driving regulations vary considerably depending on where you happen to live. The specific rules, requirements, and procedures can differ significantly from one state to another and from one province or country to the next. For the most accurate and up-to-date information that applies directly to your situation, always go directly to your local Department of Motor Vehicles or your official regional licensing authority, rather than relying on second-hand information. This video has been put together with a clear and straightforward purpose, to help seniors and the families who care about them get a solid understanding of what changes may be coming, and to give everyone the opportunity to get ready ahead of time. The intention here is not to stir up anxiety or worry. The goal is simply to provide clear awareness and practical knowledge so that drivers can approach these situations from an informed and empowered position rather than being caught off guard. If you are a senior driver, or if you have someone you love who gets behind the wheel regularly, the information shared in this video could prove to be genuinely valuable and well worth your time. Please consider passing this video along to friends, neighbours, and family members who might benefit from knowing about these important updates before they're unexpectedly affected by them. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe every time you get on the road. Topics covered in this video: Senior Driving Rules 2026, New Driving Laws for Seniors, Licence Renewal Changes, Elderly Driver Requirements, DMV Rules for Seniors, Senior Driver Safety Tips, Vision Test Requirements, Driving Licence Updates, Older Driver Regulations, Retirement Driving Advice, and important information every senior driver should know. Hit that subscribe button for regular updates, practical guides, and essential information designed to keep you in the loop about developments that affect the everyday lives of seniors and their families.